Chapter 31, Stroll. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This made Li Zhong very angry. If I can have children, you need to tell me. You little bastard. Gu Shang then realized why he was the only son. It turned out that Li Zhong had a physical problem. One day, taking the opportunity of eating, he used Qinghexinqi to alienate Li Zhong's body and remove the hidden injuries. After a careful examination, it should be possible to have children. He also looked at Wang Ruoxi. Mother's health has always been good, and taking some tonic medicine will not have any effect. Before leaving, Gu Shang said with a smile, Father and Mother, you can try it tonight. While you are young, have more children. Then he took out another prescription. Take it according to this, and it will work immediately. Li Zhong's expression changed drastically, close to Gu Shang's ear. Really? Really? Wang Ruoxi heard it clearly. Her face flushed, and she looked at Li Zhong and complained. He was so frivolous. Letting his father have another child was a decision that Gu Shang had considered for a long time. In order to avoid trouble for himself, he would never have children. As for new brothers or sisters, for the sake of family affection, he would help them as much as he could, and as for their children, it depends on his mood. Gu Shang did not plan to stay in Day City for a long time. His highest ideal was to practice cultivation. Of course, he would ensure that he would die of old age. 2 months later, Gu Shang cultivated the Iron Lock Cross River to the 6th level of the 10-level Iron Lock Cross River, and his appearance became more handsome. The appearance of the villain was reduced a lot. At first glance, isn't this a sunny boy? Especially when he looked up and looked at people, his fox eyes were too charming. Noon, after a day of practice, Gu Shang went to the organization as usual, standing on the high platform. There were people standing under his feet. In the last reshuffle, there were only more than 2,000 people left in the organization, and Gu Shang found more than 500 young refugees and poor boys to join. Everyone was looking at him. The atmosphere was heavy and depressing. Gu Shang spoke with a serious expression. Brothers, everyone who has joined the organization is my brother. The most important thing in our organization is unity. If you are bullied outside, don't hide it, tell me directly, I will stand up for you. We never oppress the good. Gu Shang began his speech based on his previous experience. In his eyes, the members of the organization below were changing rapidly. Their loyalty slowly increased with his narration. Thousands of people, most of them were above 70, a few were 80, and there were a few who were excited and improved little by little, reaching 90 directly. Half an hour later, Gu Shang said the last sentence. In short, if you follow me, you won't be rich, but you must have enough food and drink and let your family live a good life. I declare that everyone's salary will be increased by 3 times. As soon as the voice fell, everyone shouted from the bottom of their hearts, Long live! The gang leader is invincible. The gang leader is so powerful that he sweeps across the world. The gang leader will unify the world for thousands of years. The gang leader is still an old horse in the stable, but he still has 1,000 miles to go. The gang leader is awesome. Looking at their rising loyalty, Gu Shang chuckled. Money can buy loyalty. Snapped his fingers. Zhu Chen, dressed in a black robe, came over. Young master. He. He stretched out his hand and pointed at the members whose loyalty exceeded 90. Call them to my courtyard and pass on the skills in a while. In just one day, 30 people became his loyal subordinates. Only when their loyalty was locked, Gu Shang could give them a full-hearted initiation. These 2 months, as he continued to speak, the number of subordinates with a loyalty of 90 has exceeded 100, and this is without adding the 15 teenagers and the 30 people today. In short, the future is promising. Half an hour later. Gu Shang finished today's teaching. I guess there are not as many masters as me in the whole Great Zhou. I just counted carefully. He has 147 masters with master combat power, including Zhu Chen and Cici. He believes that if he continues to win people's hearts, this number will continue to grow. When he was giving a speech just now, there were more than 60 people with loyalty above 85. If he works harder, he can succeed. Assign them suitable positions. Those who are capable will serve in the management department. Those who are not capable will gradually improve their combat experience and enter the combat department or information department. In order to facilitate allocation, he divided the organization into 3 parts. The management department coordinates everything, the combat department specializes in fighting, the information department collects information. Yes, sir. Zhu Qin responded solemnly. Late at night, after dinner, Gu Shang's figure was erratic and rushed to the outside of Day City. He was so fast that no one noticed him in the dark. In the past few years, he has practiced several Qinggong techniques, and his reaction speed and attack speed have greatly improved, far exceeding those of his peers. This is his new habit. Before going to bed, he walks around within a 30-mile radius outside Day City. Everyone has a responsibility to exercise. 5 minutes later, he flew over a large forest. Gu Shang landed lightly, his clothes lifted up. In front of him, a figure was running at full speed. He was wearing a red robe with scars all over his clothes, and his breath was getting weaker and weaker. When he ran to Gu Shang, he fainted. Puff puff puff. Gusts of wind came. More than 20 black-clothed men holding long swords came. Zhou Jingfeng, it's useless to pretend to be dead. In the crowd, a young man wearing blue brocade and holding a paper fan walked out. He stretched out his hand. A stream of energy accurately fell on the red-robed man. Ah! Zhou Jingfeng took a deep breath. Standing up, he turned around and looked at the group of people opposite, then turned his head and knelt down beside Gu Shang with a plop. This young man, the Xiantian Gong is handed over to you. Please be sure to keep it well and don't let it fall into their hands. After saying that, a majestic momentum surged from him. He clenched his fists, supported his seriously injured body and rushed towards the black-clothed people. Evil demons, you will not have a good end. Even if I die, I will not surrender like you. Young man, run quickly, I will help you stop them. That he was majestic and domineering. The young man holding the paper fan frowned. A subordinate next to him said, Sir, we did lose him at the beginning. This is not impossible. In this case, take them all. That he lowered his head slightly, and his momentum became heavier. He was a peak Huagang warrior, only 1 step away from Xiantian. He had a total of 25 men, all of whom were Huagang. Zhou Jingfeng was like him, all at the peak of Huagang. More than 20 black-clothed people acted separately. 3 people stopped Zhou Jingfeng, and the rest surrounded Gu Shang. Chapter 38 Duanmu Wuxia. You are listening at NavelFold.audio. You have such a small skill, but you dare to do the same thing. Gu Shang came forward. He has seen the power of this female ghost. 1% of her strength can cause the effect just now. If she uses her full strength, she can do it. The innate power operates. Gu Shang waved his hand. It is still a 40-meter-long palm print. It contains rich positive energy. This time, it was all his strength. As soon as the Jinqi was transformed into Gangqi to attack, Gu Shang took a step back and struck out with another palm. It was like a basin of water was poured on the brazier. There was a rustling sound from the female ghost's fingers and tongue. The first palm repels all attacks, and the second palm falls on the female ghost, making her take a step back. Gu Shang took advantage of the victory to pursue. I can tell at a glance that you are not human. Monster, I want you to help me practice. Gu Shang jumped and landed on the roof next to him, then kept waving. Palm prints flew out one after another. It landed accurately on the female ghost. The sound of corrosion continued. The building had long been broken, and even the broken bricks, tiles, and daily necessities were beaten into powder by Gu Shang, and then blown away by the wind. A large pit appeared in a radius of 50 meters. The sound of action was loud, and soon people gathered around him. City Lord Xuanhuan stared at Gu Shang on the roof in disbelief. This kid is so outrageous. One person can defeat ghosts without the ability to fight back. Li Zhong next to him looked calm. He knew that Xuanhuan had become stronger again. After all, it took 3 months to destroy the Luoya sect, and it has been 6 years now. Killing a ghost is just like sprinkling water. 5 minutes later, Gu Shang stopped moving. He could feel that the other party was gone. Although I don't know how she escaped. But after being hit by him so many times, he was designated to be seriously injured. Gu Shang thought for a while and gave up chasing after him. After all, he didn't know where they had gone. The jump landed on the ground. Let's find someone to take care of it tomorrow. The female ghost won't show up for the time being. Gu Shang said calmly. Li Zhong patted him on the shoulder. looking proud. Xuanhuan raised his fists and saluted. This time, thank you my dear nephew. Gu Shang waved his hand and said nonchalantly, it should be. Grandpa Wang Zhe walked up and said, Xuanhuan, you saved your brother's life. If you need anything in the future, please tell Grandpa directly without being ambiguous. His face was red and he looked very excited. Don't mention it, we are all relatives, as we should be. Gu Shang smiled and exchanged some polite words with the old man. After a while, everyone left and returned to the courtyard to continue sleeping. Gu Shang stood next to the ruins, and members of several organizations were rummaging inside. When he attacked just now, he clearly felt that he had knocked something off the opponent. Sir, we found this inside. Zhu Qin came over, Yang Qi circulated in his hand, turning into a palm, dragging a bamboo tube. This looks like a letter tied to a pigeon. Gu Shang was stunned for a moment. Control the opening of Yang Qi, there is actually a piece of paper inside. Su Wang Tong. It starts with these 4 words, and the following is the specific content. Gu Shang watched quietly. 2 minutes later, his face turned ugly, his energy flew rapidly, and he crushed the paper. Zhu Qin, find out for me a woman named Duanmu Wuxia 15 years ago. I want to know everything about her. Zhu Qin heard something wrong with Gu Shang's tone. He responded quickly. Gu Jiu returned to the courtyard. This time I fell asleep, but was woken up not long after. Li Zhong knocked on the door anxiously. Xuanhuan. Standing up, Gu Shang asked, what's wrong? There were many people standing outside the door, all of whom were high-level officials from Day City. Someone in the Zhang family died. Just now, another female ghost appeared and killed 21 people in the Zhang family. Li Chang's face looked a little ugly, and his voice kept shaking when he spoke. Others looked even more frightened. At this moment, they looked at Gu Shang with hope. He is the best hope until there are no heroic practitioners to take action. Among the dead, are there any named Zhang Yun, Zhang Chao, or Zhang Zhen? Gu Jiu asked. Li Chong glanced at the middle-aged man next to him. This is the head of the Zhang family, Zhang Yibai. Master Li, among the dead, there are indeed 3 of them. Not only that, the remaining people are also the maids and guards of these 3 boys. It seems they are all related. Xuanhuan, what do you think? Do you want to go and have a look? Li Zhong asked. Zhang Yibai next to him looked hopeful. Everyone is dead. The female ghost should be gone now. She won't be able to catch up. Gu Shang's face was gloomy and he refused. The battle just now caused a lot of damage to me. I don't have the ability to take action now. I'm sorry everyone. It's okay. Master Li, take a good rest. There was a burst of flattery from everyone. Li Chong looked at Gu Shang and his expression changed. After everyone left, he followed Gu Shang into the room. What happened? There is a problem with specifying this, Gu Shang sighed. It is your own fault and you shall not live. It is unnecessary for me to save Wang Tong. Li Chong was confused when he heard this. Xuanhuan, this. Go back to sleep, father. Leave this matter to me. Don't bother. Gu Shang pinched the corner of his clothes and had a plan in mind. Seeing his son's appearance, Li Zhong sighed. His son has grown up. Xuanhuan, no matter what you want to do, you have to remember that your mother, and the Li family behind you support you unconditionally. We are your greatest strength. He said solemnly. It's nothing, Dad, please go back quickly. Gu Shang smiled. Although this has no practical effect, it sounds really comfortable. 81 people died last night. Including the city lord's mansion, Zhang family, Zhou family, Tiannan boxing gym. Zhu Qin held a piece of paper in his hand and read it carefully. Gu Shang was looking at the news about Duanmu Wuxia in his hand. What a bunch of beasts. Gu Shang gritted his teeth. He slapped the letter in his hand on the table with an ugly look on his face. Duanmu is flawless. A village woman from Dania village in Dacheng is different from other village women in that she is very beautiful. The day I entered, everyone was shocked. Some gossips even say that she is the reincarnation of a vixen. Duanmu Wuxia's husband is an ordinary farmer who makes a living by farming and hunting. 16 years ago, Duanmu Wuxia's husband went hunting in the mountains and was attacked by a beautiful tiger and was seriously injured. She went to town to get medicine. By chance, he was met by Wang Tong and several others. At that time, they were 15 or 16 years old, and they formed an organization of their peers in Day City, which specialized in oppressing good people and humiliating women. Several people took a fancy to Duanmu Wuxia at a glance. So he found an opportunity to knock her unconscious and humiliate her late at night. 9 people. In total, they are all the sons of famous and powerful people in Day City. Day City's top second generation. Being insulted, Duanmu Wuxia was filled with thoughts, and after returning home, he was like a walking zombie. In this era, a woman's chastity is particularly important. She didn't want to expose this matter, so she endured it, but Wang Tong and others have never forgotten her. A few days later, late one night, several people came to Duanmu Wuxia's home with their dog-legged followers, and humiliated her again in front of her husband. Her husband resisted with his seriously injured body, but was pushed to the ground by several servants and died. Duanmu Wuxia couldn't bear it anymore. The next day, she went to Day City to complain, but she is just an ordinary person with no connections at all. How could she possibly be able to deal with Wang Tong and others? Relying on their family connections, they escaped again. Duanmu Wuxia was even more angry. She packed her things and decided to complain. If it doesn't work in the city, then go to Xuanhuan. If it doesn't work in Xuanhuan, go to Taipingfu. She didn't believe that no one cared about her grievances. She found someone to write a petition and set out the next day, but the person who wrote her petition told Wang Tong. Several bullies stopped her outside Day City. What happened next was even more cruel. Duanmu Wuxia was bullied by this group of people for the 3rd time. This time, she not only lost her body, but also her life. Master, that this was the first time Zhu Chen noticed that Gu Shang was not feeling well. Of those 9 people, who is still alive? Gu Shang asked. A cold light suddenly appeared in his eyes.